saw action in France, in the Western Front, in October, November. And when they first landed there, I've actually got a sample of a Gorka that the Indian soldiers arrived in. And talking from the Sikh aspect, in the First World War, the Sikhs actually took part in Europe. They took part in Egypt, in Palestine.
The largest single ethnic religious community to fight for Britain were actually Punjabi Muslims. The Muslim soldiers are easy to distinguish from other Indian soldiers because of a very distinct looking central piece of the turban, which is this. The Muslim soldiers would wear this type of turban. In the middle, that's King George V, by the way. He's actually wearing a Muslim turban. Very important to make clear that this wasn't an entirely voluntary army. Men were forced to fight as well.
But I've been taught to talk about what remembering means to me. What does this red poppy deep down mean to me? The war affected me because in 1939, when the war was declared, I was living with my grandmother in London and my mother. And so the government then had to evacuate all the children they could from the big cities where the likely bombs would fall. It's exciting, it's in the country, Buckinghamshire, full of delights, fields. You could go where you liked. And when the raids were on, we would go out in the street and look up and see the whole distant horizon lit with flames. And that, of course, was where Mum and Dad and Sister were.
When you tell the stories, especially of the First World War, what about the 250,000 Irish that fought against public opinion for Britain? The millions of the Empire's children that came forward when Britain screwed it up. Britain turned around and said the war will be ended by December 1914. It wasn't. What about us West Indians that came over, were willing to fight for Britain? And we did fight. And there was some reason between the Germans and the British government. They turned around and said, we'll have no black people killing white people in Europe.
This is an integral part of what's going on, and everybody's contribution is remembered.